Okay, so shalom. So, um, I was supposed to be bringing to y'all part three of the seed. That's not an easy lesson for me. Okay, that lesson is that's a rough one. All right. Um, so I will be bringing you that soon. Okay. So life has been getting a little bit at me lately, right? But we know that we don't make any excuses and we don't complain, right? We just keep through. Listen, life is the toughest Negro from jail home. Life. There's no tougher Negro from jail home than life. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If there's anybody that think they can square 8 fingers and 2 thumbs and go toe to toe with life, now you have to try though. Don't get me wrong. You got to try it. There's no doubt about that. But I got a lot on my shoulders, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not able to bring y'all part three of the seed. But listen, I do got a little something for y'all just because I wanted to show my face, right? I just want to go to Colossians 3, and I just want to read the chapter of Colossians 3. Plus, after I'm done with this chapter, this is not going to be a long message, man. I'm in and out, man. You know, uh, um, I'm gonna, I will apologize for the people that wanted part three of that seed, but it's coming. But listen, it's gonna be worth the wait because a lot of people, or the people that did watch the first and the second one, you enjoyed it. The third one's going to be better. It's going to be even better. I promise you that. So it'll come in due time. So pretty much, right. I'm gonna read the third chapter of Colossians. Then, after I'm done with Colossians, I want to speak about something that seems to be a big wave to the so-called Egyptologists, those of the Kemetic community, and those who claim to be awoken, or awakened. But let me go through. That's worth the wait too. That's going to be here at the end of this message. But let me go ahead and let me read to you all. Um, this is Colossians chapter 3. I'm going to start off at the top. If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of Elohim. So if you be risen with Christ, what does that mean? That means to be immersed into water. Um, you can call it baptism if that's what you want to call it. It's baptism as well, but baptism, as I said before, is a wider. It has a wider range meaning. But to be immersed into water is to be brought back up from out of the water and to be risen with Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay? So if ye be been risen with Christ, seek those things which are above. Okay? I want black people to understand something. All right? This is going to pertain to more than just black people, believe it or not. But I'm going to primarily speak to black people. Why? Because we're going to get the worst end of it. Why? Because we are the objective. The black man is the first most wanted dead than any other man of any other nation. And the black woman comes right behind him. So as an Israelite, as a black person, it's very important to focus on things above. And I know how hard that is because most of you all, you are concerned about what's going on down here on this planet. Your finances are too tight. Your family members are sick. Your children are dying in the streets. Your husbands and your sons are being incarcerated. We don't own these communities. I keep telling y'all that. Many of you black people would like to say our community, my community. It's not your community, black person, to begin with. I keep explaining that to you, but for the sake of the discussion, your communities are in ruins, right? The economy is taking a major shift. And that's the reason why my job is so hard. Y'all have no idea. Do you know how complicated it is to speak against the things that all of you love and to be hated and to not be a people pleaser, to not say the things that y'all want me to say, to not be the person that you want me to be? Does any of you understand how hard it is to be against everything that all you Negroes love? But yet tell you the truth. How do you expect us, is how you all say, to worry about a man in the sky that's never coming? Stop telling us that there's a man that's going to come and save us. That's bullshit. And then y'all label this ministry as Christianity. This ministry is not Christianity, not even in the slightest. But do understand and make no mistake about it, that this ministry is neither Islam, neither is it Hebrew Israelite, neither is it Kemet, the Kemetic community, neither is it Egyptology, neither is it Catholicism. This ministry is in a league all by itself. So some of y'all in dead-end jobs, some of you all who've attempted to be entrepreneurs and are failing, some mothers just lost a child or their child is incarcerated, you're a father on child support, and I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all to focus on above, to focus on somebody who's not even helping you. That's a hard job. Because the cares of this world, remember the parable of the sower that I gave you all in my last message? Some of the seeds fell along the way, by the side along the way. Some of the seeds fell on shallow dirt, meaning rocky ground. Some of the seeds fell amongst tares and weed, and the tares and the weed choked the seeds as they were growing. The seeds that fell amongst the tares and the weed is the majority of you out there, because that weed and those thorns and those tares represent life choking you because of the cares of this world. The worst of you are trying to figure out where your next meal is coming from. The worst of you. Where's my next meal coming from? And you talking about focus on a make-believe man? Some of you are single mothers, and you not trying to hear this SHIT. And there's two things I want to talk about at the end of this message. I want y'all to stick around to the end. So, the problem with this is that one of the most powerful scriptures in the Bible says that this world was given to the wicked one. This world was given into the hand of the devil. Let me tell y'all something, right? You all can't reach a certain level in spirituality, and you can't reach a certain level in the word of Elohim, because when you look around, that's all you can see. You can only see with these two eyes. But we have another eye. Okay? Which is the mind. Because your mind is considered your third eye. That's the mind that you have to actually use. That's the eye that you have to really use to see beyond all of this stuff. See, none of this is forever. Nothing lasts forever except life after death or death after death. Those are the only two things that are eternal. This body, this flesh, is not eternal. Your car is not eternal. Your house is not eternal. The clothes on your back are certainly not eternal. The Louis Vuitton, the red bottoms, all of those things are not eternal. Not even your hatred for me is eternal. Set your affection on things above and not on things of this earth. Does that mean not to work? No, that's not what that means. Does that mean not to continue to be the best entrepreneur that you can possibly be? Of course, that's not what it means. But some of you love this world more than you actually want the kingdom. And many of you people are going to get a rude awakening. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in Elohim. When Christ, who is our life, I was going back and forth with a brother. Now, normally I get DMs from women. This time I got a DM from a brother. And this brother believes that us people, he believes that black people are fallen angels. There's a brother that I was conversing with in the DM, and he believes that black people, that all of us are the fallen angels. He believes that all existence, all mankind came from a woman. And he believes ultimately, well, he doesn't believe in an Elohim, meaning he doesn't believe in a intelligent power. And he said, well, if there was such a thing, it would obviously be a woman, because she is the beginning of everything. Let me tell you something. There are more black people that believe that dumb shit then white people believe it. Now, you have a lot of white people that don't believe in God, but they believe in science at least. They're going to hell, no doubt. But at least a lot of these people believe in something that has been assessed for hundreds of years. Science has been passed down from generation to generation, at least. This doctrine about us being fallen angels is new. See, because many of you black folks don't believe in your creator, your hell on this planet is going to carry over to the afterlife. See, your hell is supposed to be over in the kingdom. But many of you are going through hell on earth, and you're going to Gehenna in the afterlife. How long do you think that you're going to live? I'm just saying. You got 100 years if you are in tip-top shape. If you are a vegetarian, raw vegetarian, you eat no sugar, no salt. You don't drink any alcohol, smoke no cigarettes, and you exercise efficiently, consistently, you got 100 years. With a flawless diet, and a regular exercise regimen, and no stress, very little stress in your life. So you're going to need money, because reality is having money reduces stress. That's a fact. That's a fact. It doesn't bring happiness, but it's a fact. Having a couple dollars reduces stress, because stress will kill you. You'll see 100 if all those checks are marked. Some of you think that there will be no consciousness after death. Not immediately, there won't be. Your thoughts will perish, but there will be a resurrection. It says, when Christ, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Paul was a man that was taken up to the third heaven, and he witnessed Christ for himself So Paul is aware that Christ is our life. But people say, well, Christ is only a man. Even the worst of you Negroes say that he never walked, he never existed. So, you whom are very novice and have no intimacy with Elohim, you say that he was only an ordinary man, completely. He was a human being. He had to make himself a human being. That was the only way he was going to accomplish his mission. But the worst of you say he doesn't even exist. The scriptures, the Bible has never, ever been proven wrong. Never. Not once. Not by none of you Negroes, not by none of them crackers, not by none of them Arabs, not by none of them Chinamen, not by none of them Japanese men, not by the Amalekites. In fact, damn near every movie on Netflix, Hulu, and almost, if not all, movies that are coming out now in the theaters, Netflix, Hulu, are based, are Bible based in derivative, meaning the ideas of these producers come from the Bible. All of them. Us black people are the only nation of people that's always playing the FUCK around on Instagram. We're the only ones. We're the only, yeah, I've seen some Caucasians do it. I've seen, but very rarely do I see Arabs. I'm talking about just playing around all the time for views and likes. I know times is hard. I know they are. Guess what though? Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. This economy is about to break. It's about to break. And pretty soon, some of you weak ass men going to be doing anything for money. Christ is our life. But y'all say he's only a man. Well, the Father is our life, right? See, there is a source. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to close my eyes. Open my eyes. Your eyes are the windows to your soul, which is the reason why if someone's possessed by a devil, all you have to do is look into their eyes, and you can tell. The Bible says that he made man from the dust of the ground. But it was just a body. And Christ took that body and breathed into that body a living soul. Y'all don't believe that? Y'all don't believe that. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. Mortify your members. This goes for me as well as I'm speaking to you all, and I want you all to listen to me very, 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 very carefully. I used to be the worst of them. There were times when I used to act like a little child, like a boy. And don't get me wrong, man, I still have conversations with a good friend of mine, you know, about maybe uh, how many females we dealt with in the past or whatever the case may be. And I'm a man at the end of the day, and just as many of you men out there are. You're driving, you know, black women are extremely beautiful. So many of you men are tempted with these women. But us as black people, the primary problem is fornication. I'm telling y'all. Oh, so now you think that because you don't mess around no more, you are the professor of fornication now. No, I don't. I don't think that at all. But I'm somebody who doesn't like to be a hypocrite. So I at least, even though I was the worst of them, I at least am man enough to have stopped so that I can say the things that I want to say without being in hypocrisy. And I want to tell y'all something. If my slanderers are telling you that I'm committing adultery, they're lying to you. I'm telling y'all that now. Okay? If they say that I'm fornicating in any way, they talking out their ass. For some reason, I get the sense and I get the feeling that maybe a lot of the gossip and slanders have stopped, or at least have dramatically toned down. I hope so, because I want them to repent so that they don't be judged. But don't let them lie to you. Now, I'm telling you, I'm an extremely honest man. If I say I'm done, that means I'm done. I don't know what the future holds, okay? Only y'all knows, okay? Does the set apart spirit trust my soul completely? I don't know. But I fight. And I'm going to tell you something. Fornication is extremely powerful. What was that video that was going on the internet? Fornication goes both ways. But I'm not just going to throw the book. I'm going to tell you all something, believe it or not. A man is more loyal than a woman. It's true. Not by nature. Not by nature. By nature, a woman is supposed to be with one man by nature. But we're talking about today. It's hard for a man to find a good woman, and it's hard for a woman to find a good man. It go both ways. But men Men are ultimately in control of fornication. Women are subject to it. Men are in control. If you think about it the opposite way, then you're weak. You're wrong. If you're a man and you think that women are in control, then you're in the wrong place. The man is in control of the fornication. Men, we have to take back our mental fortitude over the female, meaning we have to shift today's understanding back to what it was of our forefathers. There are 7 women to 1 man, almost. So that's only in the black race. The white man, he's almost equal to his woman. The Arab man is almost equal to his woman. The China man is almost equal, and there's 3 billion of them, but they're almost equal to the amount of women he has. Japanese, they're almost equal. The Amalekites, neck and neck. We are the only people out here that are outnumbered by our women almost 7 to 1. So that means there's no way in hell that every woman is going to have a husband. It's impossible. So because a lot of you women are selfish and you want your husband all for yourself, because many of you don't understand the righteous concept of polygamy, and many of us don't know how to do it right, then many of you is just simply not going to have a husband. It's just that simple. But the first thing he mentions is control your body, your members, your eyes, your hands, your feet on this planet. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Do our best, especially men. Gain strength over the box. You have to. Make these women want us. And if they have a problem with it, then they can go to another nation and see if the grass is truly greener on the other side. And I'm going to tell you something. Christ got something for a lot of you women that go run off to the white man. Because y'all think that there's no judgment for that. Control your body members on this planet. Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection. That's all types of twisted sexual deviations that goes into homosexuality, bestiality, or if I'm if I'm wrong, then it goes into uh, pedophilia, uh, father, son, mother, daughter, mother, son, that type of stuff. Evil concupiscence and covetousness, which is idolatry. Let me call you right back. I'm gonna call you back. For which things sake the wrath of Elohim cometh on the children of disobedience. So fornication will bring the wrath of God. Uncleanness, which is religion, and eating abominations, bring forth the wrath of God. Inordinate affection brings forth the wrath of God. Evil concupiscence, evil thoughts brings forth the wrath of God. Covetousness, all of these things are considered idolatry. And they bring forth the wrath. They bring forth punishment from the Creator. In which ye also walked sometime when you lived in them. So Paul is speaking to a repentant group of people. Many of you out there are still living in these things. Jealousy, slander. But now ye also put off all these. So he's also giving you a little wisdom to put off these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not to one another. Don't lie to one another. Seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond or free, but Christ is all and in all. So I'm trying to warn y'all, and I'm trying to warn y'all now. We are the Israelites. And us Israelites, we had to be grafted back in with our Maker. The God that created everything is a black man. I don't have to get scripture that God is a black man, do I? Do I have to get that? Because I've given you all the scripture over and 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 over again. Why many of you think that his skin color and his identity doesn't matter is beyond me. I have no idea why such foolishness would occur where you would think that that's not important. The creator of heaven and earth is a black man that goes by the name, by the memorial of Yahuwah. But he turned his back on his own people. Some of you say, well, why would he do a thing like that? Why would Yahuwah turn his back on black people if we're supposed to be his children? Because you first turned your back on him with religion and other foolishness. You all played the whore with false gods, and many of you are still playing the whore today. So it is what it is. So if you turn your back on somebody, then they're going to turn their back on you. We don't listen to his instructions that he's given us. So when he came on the scene as Christ, when he came on the scene in flesh and bone and blood, he came to regraft his people back, or he came to reconcile his own people back to him. So you black people need to understand something. Though he's never forsaken us, he has turned his back on us. It's not exactly the same thing. Turning his back was something temporarily. To forsaken would be to right out forsake us and let us go to ruin. He has never forsaken us, but he did temporarily hide himself from us. And then he came amongst his people in flesh and were rejected by his people. He tried to give us the lowdown. And we didn't want to listen. And his messengers try to give you all the lowdown too, and you don't listen. It says here, where there are neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond or free, but Christ is all. Listen, I want to say this. You Arabs, and you Caucasians, and you Chinese people, and you Japanese people, you are not ever going to get the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is for the Israelites. But anybody can be pardoned if they union with Revelations 1:15. And I said that before. And I'm sticking to my guns. Now, there's a camp that goes by the name of IUIC. They lie about this. They say only Israelites can union with Yahusha. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pits of hell. Christ has given. Now, the word saved, this is the problem that I have with the English. Matter of fact, let me go there. Let's go to I'm gonna just go to a scripture. I'm not picking this scripture for any particular reason. Let's just go to Romans 10:9 real quick. I'm not picking Romans 10:9 for any specific reason. I just wanted a verse with the word saved in it. It says here that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Master Yahusha, and shalt believe in thine heart that Elohim raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. I want to go to the word saved. The word saved here is the Greek 4982. The Greek 4982. Here are some of the definitions for the word save. To deliver or to protect. To heal, preserve, do well, make whole. So the word save has two separate meanings. Same thing technically, but one meaning to deliver and another meaning pretty much to resurrect. So the word save, it has two meanings. One meaning is to deliver. What does deliver mean? To deliver means to rescue. White people don't need to be rescued. Arab people don't need to be rescued. Chinese and Japanese people and those of the Turkish regimes, they don't need to be rescued. To be rescued means that someone is coming and destroying your enemies, bringing down the stronghold which you are captured. If you are a prisoner of war, you need to be rescued. You need to be delivered. You black people are prisoners and captives in this foreign land. This land is not your land. These neighborhoods are not your communities. Just because you don't comprehend what's going on, and it may not seem like you need deliverance now, there will certainly come a time when your black ass will be on your hands and knees praying to your Elohim because of the trouble that you will be undergoing and the distress. But we are the only nation of people that will need deliverance, that will need to be rescued. But another definition for saved is the definition that everybody who is in union with Revelations 1:15 will undergo. And the other definition is resurrection, to be made whole. When you become resurrected, there will be no more sickness, no more illness. You see this fat stomach I got? If I don't work it off before I die, when I'm resurrected, I won't have it anymore. This chronic bronchitis that I had from a child, I won't have it anymore. The little bit of arthur that I got in my left knee, I won't have it anymore. The stab wound, the nerves that were tore in my arm, the radial nerve and the nerve that prevents me from lifting my arm above my shoulder or lifting it but so high, I won't have that. I can do with this arm, I can't do it with this one. I won't have that problem anymore. But still, with all due respect, I'm not a tough guy. I stay in my lane as a man of Christ. I don't pronounce myself to be tough. But I don't want to mention my ailments, and then you think that, let's get him. He should be easy. Just allow me to be a man of Christ. Many of you are greater than me. You have bigger platforms, more money, more women, prettier than I am. Why am I your concern, most of you? My character can't be taught. But you can get it if you go union with Christ. He can teach it to you. But it can't be given to you. You can't just learn it. You have to be Christ-like by unioning or being in union with Christ. That's how you get a character of integrity and to be a stand-up man or woman. That's the only way you can get it. It's through Christ. Some of you may already have it. Christ may have given it to you at birth. So, that word saved, anybody can be saved, but not everybody can be delivered. Only one nation of people. This is why you have to labor to interpret sometimes. Do you have to be a Greek scholar? Hell no. I am not at all. I can care less about the Greek language, specifically because the Greek language isn't even our original tongue. But you don't have to be a Hebrew and a Greek scholar. That doesn't mean anything. But sometimes, in order to get your message across, a true teacher, a real teacher, a good teacher will labor to interpret some things so that you can understand. So the word saved, there's two ways that you can be saved. You can be delivered, meaning rescued. Only black people only black people will be rescued. But there's a resurrection for everybody. Everybody will be resurrected. Some of you will be resurrected to the kingdom. And if you are of another nation, you will be resurrected to be pardoned and to be taken into custody by the Israelites to do our bidding, you should be happy if you're allowed to take out the trash if you're a Caucasian, because you're not being destroyed in the hellfire. You have been made whole, and you have been resurrected to life. Every single person of other nations are not going to the hellfire. A hell of a lot of you are, but there will be some of you that will be resurrected to life and not destruction. So you have to understand there are two ways to be saved. Okay? So he's going to say here, in the which ye also walked sometimes. Okay, so I read that. Lie not to one another, and have put on the new man. So while you have the opportunity, I'm warning y'all, stop fornication, and I'm talking to myself too. If anybody sees me in a woman's face for any reason or at any point, just understand, I'm not in her face for that purpose. I'm probably preaching, and that's not easy to do here in Philadelphia. Here in Philadelphia, a lot of people don't want to hear it, especially if they're going through hard times. I don't want to hear about above, dog. Don't tell me nothing about no God, dog. I'm stressing. Get away from me, dog. Get away from me, dog. Take that shit somewhere else, dog. I don't want to hear it. And as you know, people will gun you down here in Philadelphia. See, I don't have anything to say that will make you all want to listen unless Christ brings you to the ministry, or unless Christ brings you in his fold. Unless Christ, see, Christ, he's the one that's bringing people to him. The purpose of our labor is to labor for ourselves. Do any of you camps, individual teachers, and I'm talking to myself too, do you really think that you're doing Christ a favor? I'm just saying honestly. Don't you understand that it's not Christ who you're doing the favor, but yourself? Do you know that every time we convert a soul, that is treasure laid up in heaven? I lay for myself treasure in heaven whenever I get one of you Negroes to believe. Just one of y'all. This is a small, broken ministry, and I got people that hate me. How weak are you? How weak is you mother effers to be? How weak can you be to despise this small, broken ministry when many of you have powerful platforms? Some of you are large congregations and camps. Some of you say, well, he's a nobody. Okay. But yet you still despise me in the dark and all of these things. This is because of the truth. Don't you know that people, when you're a real prophet of Elohim, even people in the circumcision hate you? And it's not even supposed to be that way. Christians hate me. Hebrew Israelites hate me. Not just people outside of the circumcision, but people within. Put on therefore, verse 12, Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of Elohim. Now, this is very important because what people don't understand is out of this nation of black people, there's going to be an elect. There is an election out of all of us Negroes. Put on therefore as the elect of God. So this is what you must have to be the elect. Pay attention. Pay attention. If you want to be elected by Christ, I don't think many of you understand the magnitude of what I'm about to say here. If you want to be elected by God, holy, meaning set apart and beloved by Elohim, well, you have to be set apart, number one. That's number one. Meaning you're supposed to set yourself away from wickedness. Every chance and opportunity you get to set yourself away from wickedness, you're supposed to set yourself away from wickedness. Bowels of mercy. You're supposed to be merciful to your brother and your sister. At no point in time, unless they do something like kill one of your family members, your sons, your daughters. See, Christianity got y'all believing that if somebody take your daughter's life or your son's life or your wife's life or your mother's life, Christianity got y'all thinking that y'all supposed to let that ride. The Old Testament says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If somebody kills one of your family members, but see, the problem is Satan got the laws of the land based on the commandments, but it's really against us black folks because we're the ones that's mainly doing it to one another. I don't feel like getting into that right now, but they pay billions of dollars a year to psychologically persuade us to do things like that. It's an entrapment. Okay? There's ants everywhere out here, boy. So you have to have bowels of mercy. You have to have kindness. You have to be kind to your brothers and sisters, man. Don't take people's kindness for a weakness. You're supposed to respect kindness, not disrespect kindness. Humbleness of mind. You're supposed to have humility. You're supposed to be patient. tolerating one another. If any man have a quarrel against any of his own people, even as Christ forgave you, so also are you to forgive your brother or your sister. And above all these, put on charity, which is compassion for your brother or your sister. Have love for your people, which is the bond of perfection. And let the peace of Elohim rule in your mind. Let the peace of God rule in your mind. To which also ye are called in one body. And be thankful, be appreciative of everything that you have already. Try to get more if you need more. But don't be covetous of what your other brother and sister have. I don't have much, and I'm not jealous of none of you niggas. I don't care what y'all got. I don't care if y'all got Bentleys, Rolls Royces. I don't care if you got Mercedes long wheelbase, Range Rover. I don't care if you got mansion on top of the hill, yachts, Dior, red bottom hats, Fendem, whatever. None of that. 1,000 pairs of sneakers. I don't care about none of that stuff y'all got. I am content, and I always work to do better, but I set my affection on things above. That's where my affection is. My affection is not down here. Let the word of Yahusha, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your heart to Yahuwah. Some of you think that singing to Elohim is weakness in hymns and hymns and songs. That's beautiful. Yah loves that. I sing to Yah. I'm not ashamed. I'm really not even ashamed, believe it or not. Some of y'all think I'm shy. I'm not shy. I just don't seek reverence. I don't care about being reverenced, honored, and praised by men. Men cannot honor, praise, or reverence me. I don't need your reverence. You all can take, I don't care what you think about me, you can take it and throw it in the garbage. The only praise and reverence I care is from God. That's about it. That's the only reverence and praise that I give a damn about. Because none of you Negroes, city council, I don't care who you think you are, none of you social media moguls, entertainers, none of y'all got the keys to heaven and hell. None of y'all. I think higher. It's low on the totem pole, low frequency. It's mortal. It's carnal. It's of low frequency to want praise from people. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do also in the name of Yahuwah. Do also in the name of the Master Yahusha. Giving thanks to Elohim, giving thanks to the Creator. He is the Creator. Do it in the name of Yahusha. See, here's the parable. Here's the riddle. Whatever you do it in the name of Christ, giving thanks to Elohim and the Father by him. Why you gotta, if Christ is only a man, why then do you have to give thanks to the Creator by the name of Yahusha? Y'all gotta start using your common sense. Wives, women, wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as it is fit in Yahuwah. Husband, love your wives and be not bitter against your wives. I had to work on this. Be not bitter against your wives. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahuwah, your Creator. Fathers, let us not provoke our children to anger, lest they be discouraged. My slanderers say a lot about me and my daughter. Does anyone here know that my daughter is a grown woman? Does any one of you know that my daughter has been with one man for the past years? Does anyone know that my daughter still does not have any children? I'm not a grandfather yet. I'm an old father only. I'm not even a grandfather because my daughter is waiting for is she perfect? No, she's not perfect. My daughter's not perfect. Right? She got a problem with the Bible. She think that women are supposed to be equal to men, but that's just not true. It's just not true. Now, I know you women got you new millennium women going on these days and all of these things, right? Your new millennium attitude are going to have a lot of y'all effed up in the game. Effed up in the game. Effed up in the game. You're playing into the devil's hands. Society's, you're leaving yourself out there on a wing, playing into the hands of the devil with this new millennial attitude. It's horrible. There will come a time when you hussies are going to look to your men. There's going to come a time. Trust me. There's going to come a time when many of you ungrateful, and I told you I had two things I wanted to say after this message. Let me finish this message because I want to get into these two things. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service, as men pleasers, but in singleness of mind, fearing Elohim, masters. What does Paul mean? Because, first of all, nobody calls anybody master, right? I'll be damned if I call any of you niggas master. You'll find me dead. You find me dead somewhere before I ever do that, right? But what Paul is talking about is the heads of your congregation. Some camps have put themselves in positions of hierarchy. And you know what? I don't have anything against that. There are churches, camps that do this. I don't know if the Nation of Islam does it or not, but you put yourself, and it's order. There's nothing wrong with order, okay? I don't have a problem with order. And those are your masters, so-called, sir, your deacons, your pastors, your bishops, your captains, your whatever the case may be, right? So that's what they mean. So obey them not as in yes, master, but follow their rules, follow their advice, right? My master is Christ, okay? Just like Paul. I'm taught by Yahusha. I know a lot of you don't believe that because you all think I'm crazy. When I say I'm taught by Christ, you don't believe it. You scratch your head, you say, get out of here. You're insane. You need medical help, man. That's what you all tell me. But we will see who needs medical help because none of my words are falling to the ground right now. Okay? So let's let time tell. And we'll see who truly needs medical help. Okay? And whatsoever you do, do heartily as unto Yahuwah and not unto men, knowing that of Yahuwah ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance. For ye serve Yahuwah, for ye serve the Master Christ. But he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of person. See, Christ does not care if you're an Israelite. He doesn't. All he wants is for you to union with him. Now, he cares about his people first. He came to his people. I don't want anybody to ever misconstrue what I'm saying. I teach with balance. I teach with correctness. I teach with wisdom. I don't teach based off of someone paying me and telling me what to say. The government does not tell me what to say or limit my speech. I speak the truth. Okay? So understand this. All right? Christ never went to the Caucasians. He never went to the Romans. He never went to the Arabs. Christ only stayed amongst his own people, black people. But he has given whomever will union with Revelations 1:15 an opportunity to be pardoned of their wickedness, to be saved. Only Israelites can be delivered, but he's giving anyone who will union with Revelations 1:15 an opportunity at life, at the resurrection. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everybody will be resurrected. Black people will certainly be resurrected. Caucasian, because the soul, okay, you got to understand, you have a conscience. Your conscience is your soul. Your consciousness will be resurrected. Whatever you, well, we're going to get something straight. I don't want to get to that right now because that's kind of tricky. And to be honest with you, I don't want to say something incorrect. I'm not going to combat either way. You're an Israelite now, you'll be an Israelite in the kingdom. So a lot of people would like to say, well, your soul has no color. Your soul, well, then how will he know if you won't be an Israelite when you return, or a Caucasian when you return, or an Arab when you return from death? Then how will he know who's an Israelite? So that's trash talk. So I don't want to hear that your soul is colorless and all that trash talk, because the Israelites are going to inherit the kingdom, not the other nations. So if I die now and if I come back a clear soul, so if I'm an Israelite now, I'm going to be an Israelite. I'm always going to be an Israelite. No, there's no way around that. If you're a wicked Amalekite, you're gonna always be a wicked Amalekite. If you're a Chinaman, you're gonna always be a Chinaman. Ain't no way around that. But we don't want to get into all of that. So that's just a little wisdom from Paul. But now there's two things I want to talk about. Okay? These are two nice topics. I got about a half hour left. Which one do I want to talk about first? I'll start with this one. When all of you get a chance, I'm speaking to the elder women, the women who are 40 years old and higher. Listen, first I want to say something, right? I do appreciate all the platforms that are out there. Just because you're not speaking the word, because you're not preaching the gospel or things of that nature, it doesn't mean that you're not, it certainly doesn't mean that you're not making a difference. Hell, many of you all with these platforms are making a bigger difference than me. And I'm preaching the word of Christ. So never, I may have came off like that in the beginning, like you all are doing less work than me. And that's far from true. Because many of you are travel, land and sea, city to city. Y'all speak, y'all do this, y'all that. Wallow's a perfect example. I can't compare my work to somebody like Wallow. We do different type of work, but yet he still does work. And certainly the work that he does stands strong in the field. So I want, people to understand that just because I said I'm not like you all, it's true. It doesn't mean that I'm putting myself higher than you all. That would be foolishness. We all have work to do. Okay? And many of you get no sleep from your work, right? So, I don't want no one to, if anyone has ever felt that way, and I don't have to apologize. We grown ass men. You felt that way, but I've never meant it that way. So, but speaking to you elderly, not elderly, but elder women, you OG women, 40 and up, y'all got a hard job to do. I love my sisters. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, and all I can do is give the word of Christ. I can't talk to young women. I mean, I can, but I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of you elder women, 40 and up, you have a job to do. If you have a platform, let me tell you something. I want y'all to do this. Go to on Instagram. Go to 856 underscore ENT. 856 856 underscore ENT. ENT I guess stands for entertainment. It's a Spanish guy, right? He has a platform. 856 underscore ENT. Now, I'm not going to disrespect you, my man. Okay? If someone wants to tell him that I'm speaking about his platform, then that's fine. He doesn't have to be disrespected just because I disagree with his platform. I'm not going to disrespect or dishonor that man in any way. In fact, it's not even about him. It's just about the women that he's speaking to. Some of the questions that he asks, so, it shows the immaturity of a lot of our young black women. Now, as for the young black men, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man in Christ at the end of the day. Do I pull a young man over? And sure I do. Every now and then I pull a young man over. If I may see him on the street corner or something like this, but my platform ain't nothing. And I'm a small fry. And I only do what I can do. And for the most part, I work a 9 to 5 and I have other things that's going on. And I'm not able to dedicate myself to it like some of you with larger platforms, and many of you do a good job at doing this. Some of you get paid to do this. So, but I want to speak about the women for a minute. It's 856 underscore. Listen, go look at as many of his posts as you possibly can and listen to the wickedness and immaturity of our young black women. There's no way in hell that these generations are wifey material at all. These young black women are horrible coming up in society today. Okay? the way they think, they don't give a damn about a black man, a goddamn about us. They are being twisted by the devil. Social media is extremely powerful. It's powerful for positivity, but social media does more negative than it does positive, than it will ever do positive. Okay? Ultimately, social media is not positive. Ultimately, it's negative. Can it be used for positivity? Yes. Is it used for positivity? Yes. Do a lot of you have positive platforms? Yes. But ultimately, the bottom line is that social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they're all hell. They're all technology of the devil at the end of the day. Just listen to the questions that he's asking these young women and then listen to their responses. It's horrible. It just lets you know that this is the way that they think. So my slanderers say all of these things about my daughter. I'm not a horrible father. Are there better fathers than me? Certainly so. But see, I would like to put it this way. I put the Bible before I put everything. I put the Bible before I put myself. Am I perfect? No. I still like football. Heck, I've been doing really well. I haven't been turning my head to fat rear ends and all that stuff, but I still love the woman anatomy. I still like it, right? I still like fast cars, right? I like Nikes and New Balances, right? All of this stuff about I'm spending all this money on clothes and I'm putting all these nice clothes on all, that's a lie. Because I've been saving my money. I haven't really been spending my money on much of anything. There I go to the mall, I go shopping. I like to shop. But it's not what you think it is. You're not gonna catch me with no real expensive stuff on. Most of my stuff is from Burlington Coat Factory or Primark, Marshalls. You know what I'm saying? I only really spend money on sneakers. That's really it. And I like a nice plate of food every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't really spend my money on anything. Right? My wife, she works and then she takes my money. My sons, my daughter, I just gave her a whole heap of money. My family, that's really it. So, all of these things my slanderers would like to say about me. I'm not saying that some gossip is not true. The things that you can see visually, but they like to say all of these really wicked things about me, right? Some of these things, like I don't even want to mention it because it's wickedness, and it's got a lot of people not trusting my ministry. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there will never be any proof of any crazy shit because it don't exist. So I'm not sweating none of that stuff. Just like you Negroes in the circumcision have been trying to prove that Christ isn't God. You've been proving it for a long time, trying to prove it for a long time, and you're not going to ever do it because there's no such evidence, okay, that proves that he's not Elohim. There are some things that out blatantly say that he is Elohim, but there's nothing that says, well, it's time where he said that, he's sent by the Father. Well, that's because he's going back to the future. Now, I told y'all that now. I got some really good lessons coming up, but some of these lessons is really hard to put a whole bunch of stuff together. So, for my women, the elder women, 40 and up, y'all got a job. But see, it's hard to turn to some of you nigga-ettes. Because a lot of you nigga-ettes, y'all gonna teach them wrong. The really only way to teach a woman is through the Bible. That's the only way. But nobody wants to hear the Bible. But that was the first thing. That was one. Now, so I want to go to the second thing now. And then I'm out of here. The second thing is, um, there's a big wave going across the internet that aliens are secretly in control of this world, and that these are beings from another planet, and all of these crazy conspiracies. I want to tell y'all something. If there's anybody talking about aliens, this was one of the guys in my DM. Well, not one of the guys I told them when I started the message, I told you I was going back and forth with a brother in my DM. He believes that we black people are fallen angels. See, this is why we are in the rut that we're in. Because we are arrogant. We believe in our own foolishness. Like that 5% bullshit, SHI. That 5% talk is trash. Trash. Okay? So, remember on my last message, I said, you a damn fool if you think that you're walking around here by yourself. If I think I'm doing this all by myself without any power source, I'd be a damn fool. So let me ask you a question. Some of y'all don't believe in fallen angels and fallen messengers, but you believe in aliens. Some of you laugh at the sight. You laugh at the idea of a fallen angel. But you entertain the idea of an alien. I want to tell y'all what's going on. These fallen angels are masquerading as aliens. It's their doctrine that they're pushing through men. So the ultimate question would be, well, why would they not, what would they get out of, what would be the purpose of them saying, what would they get out of trying to convince us that they're aliens? That's the question. Okay, so why would they want us to believe that? The answer is simple, and I want y'all to pay very close attention. The reason why fallen angels and demons, which are not the same thing, by the way, I already told you that before. Angels don't fall and become demons. Now, I told y'all where demons came from, where devils came from. Okay? I'm not going to get into it right now. The reason why the fallen don't want you to believe that they're the fallen But aliens is because it destroys the belief in a creator. The greatest trick that Satan ever pulled was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. If you don't believe in Satan, why would you believe in a creator? The guy in my DMs, he says he doesn't believe in a creator. He doesn't believe that there's a man in the sky, just like many of you foolish, foolish people. But I asked him one question that made me have to end the conversation, because he made it clear to me that he didn't believe in Elohim. He didn't believe in Christ. He didn't believe in Yahuwah. He didn't believe a man in the sky. But when I asked him, did he believe in the devil? He didn't respond. There are agents on social media that are working for the devil on different levels. Some just paid by organizations, some paid by Instagram, paid by Facebook, paid by Twitter, paid by internet, just to sway you away from anything biblical. That's their job. But you also have supernatural agents on the internet as well. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. I'm not saying he was a supernatural agent. What was his problem with answering the question about the devil? So it is ultimate hypocrisy to not believe in Christ, but to believe in Gadriel, the devil. You can't believe in Christ and not Gadriel. You can't believe in Gadriel and not Christ. That's dummy stuff. Dummy. You have to take them both. They're one package. So, just like last time, as I keep trying to tell y'all, like it says no watchers, right? But yet there was somebody in my chat last week typing all this sex stuff. See, I keep telling y'all about this ministry. Y'all don't want to believe me. Some of you are just jealous because this ministry is authentic. It's authentication. And it's truthful. And Satan is a direct rival of this ministry. Some of you are jealous because of that. Some of you just can't stand my guts because I tell the truth. But none of you can deny that there's phishing going on with my accounts. There's YouTube account as well. There's YouTube account as well. Okay? So don't listen to these people, because there's a lot of people on the internet that wants to tell you about all of this alien stuff and trying to destroy your belief in Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest anyone cheat you through philosophy and empty deceit, according to the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Take heed, lest there shall be anyone that maketh spoil of you through his philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments, the elements, the spirits of this world, and not after the truth, Christ, the Bible. Stay away from all of this vain deceit. Okay? I'm warning y'all, stay away from it. I will be back Thursday. I'm trying to put this message together. I really want to bring it to you Thursday. I'm not going to be able to study for it the rest of the day, and I'm not going to be able to study for it tomorrow, which is only going to leave me Tuesday and Wednesday to study for it. While I'm doing things with my family, or while I'm doing this or while I'm doing that, I'm going to have to take a look at the notes, pull it up, do this, take some down. I'm multitasking all the days with the studying of the word, my family, and all of these things. So, and just cut me some slack, man, because my slanderers, man, they destroy me, man. I'm not the worst father. My daughter is 25 years old, no children. Okay? I'm not saying she's a virgin, but she's responsible. All right? And she's very intelligent. Okay? It gets worse than me. Some fathers neglect their children through absolute selfishness. I don't neglect my daughter, first of all, and I'm the way I am because of the Bible. Not because of a career, not because of a woman, not because of, doing anything bad to her or anything like that when she was young or anything of that nature. My daughter would never, she has nothing like that on me. Okay? So, and I'm a great father to my sons too. So, elder women, mainly you elder women who are married, not you new millennium selfish asshole women Because if all you can do is teach these young girls to go get the bag and not teach them how to be a effing wife, then you ain't shit. You're no good. We need wives to build nations. We don't need this new millennium bullshit. But also, I want you all to know something. None of us is perfect. And a lot of us men who are always talking down on a lot of these women, some of us just ain't king material, dog. Some of y'all just not going to get that lady to stay with y'all. Your character is just not sturdy enough. You don't love God enough. You don't shove her to the side, tell her no, and cater to Christ first. You cater to her. That's weak. You men, us men, need to take back our power. The only way we can take back power from black women is to put their box on the bottom shelf, to put it after God, to put it after making your own money, to put it after bettering yourself, to put it after, to not put it on a pedestal. As long, just like the one ball, he thought that he was cool. Y'all know the one ball that was trying to play the broad, trying to expose the girl. They was at the hotel room, and he was like, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think I called you here for? If you notice, he had the camera on his little watch. He had a little watch on with all the diamonds in it. He wanted to play a get money nigga, quote unquote. If you have to lead with your money, you ain't shit. He got the phone on his watch. He waving his watch because his watch had ice on it. He waving his watch, talking about something. What you think I flew you halfway across America for? You flew halfway across America. What you think you supposed to do? And blah, blah, this, that, the third, and blah, blah, blah. Women don't want that type of man. They don't want that type of man. Have some character. Go union with Christ so that Christ can change your character, and then you become the type of individual that a woman won't want to leave. And I don't know what my wife gonna do. Shit. My wife may be gone now. She may be packing her bags now. I'm not gonna sit here and try to talk no big Willie shit. But all due respect, I'm doing something right. I've been married for some time now. So where all my slanderers who really don't know me at all just envy me from a distance, they say all of these things as if they know me and got some of you foolish people believing them. I have so many shortcomings in my marriage, right? But I've been married for almost 20 years. Stop. Some of you still can't stop listening to them. That's an illness on your behalf. None of the wild shit that they said have been proven, and it never will. You're proven just as low and as pathetic as they are by constantly listening to the things that they have to say. Now, I understand y'all check on it. Okay, I understand because, to an extent, I understand with all due respect. Because some of you watch this ministry and you just don't want to be ultimately disappointed. I understand that. But I'm not the man who you all thought I was. You should have just believed me when I told y'all. I told y'all I was just a man of Christ, and that's all I am.